Hello, this is the news on NTA International. I am Olajide Bello, and now the headlines. 64th Independence Anniversary, 27 civil society organizations say no to October 1st protest. Federal Ministry of Livestock in Borno to assess impact of a flood on animals. A boat carrying migrants capsizes off Spain's Canary Islands, killing at least 9 people with 48 missing. President Tinubu has forwarded the names of the appointed members of the governing board of the Northwest Development Commission, NWDC, to the Senate for confirmation. In a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, the step follows President Tinubu's signing of the Northwest Development Commission bill into law on 24th July, marking a crucial milestone in the Commission's establishment. The Northwest Development Commission Governing Board nominees include Chairman Ambassador Haruna Ginsau Jigawa, MD CEO, Professor Abdullahi Shehu Maji Kano. Members are Dr. Yahya Umar, Sekwato, Aminu Suleiman Kebi, Senator Tijani Yahya Kaura Zamfara, Abdul Kadri Usman Kaduna, Engineer Muhammad Ali Wudil Kano, Shamshu Sule Katsina, and Nasidi Ali Jigawa. The nominated board members are expected to contribute their wealth of experience and expertise to the Commission's mandate of developing the Northwest region. President Tinubu's assured unwavering commitment to supporting the Commission and its mission to bring sustainable development to the Northwest. And the federal government has declared Tuesday, 1st October 2024 as public holiday to commemorate the nation's 64th Independence Day anniversary. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tujojo, who made the declaration in a statement on behalf of the federal government, congratulates Nigerians at home and abroad on the occasion. The minister hails the patience and hard work of Nigerian men and women and invites their sacrifices will not be in vain. Aligning himself with the theme of the anniversary, Tunji Ojo reiterates the need for Nigerians to reflect on the labor of the heroes past and be inspired for the task ahead, realizing that the dream Nigeria can only be built with unity. While wishing Nigerians a happy Independence Day anniversary, the minister urges citizens to remain steadfast in nation building. And the coalition of 27 civil society organizations say they will not take part in the planned October 1 nationwide hunger protest and will be unfair to completely blame the present administration for the state of the economy. The coalition said the present situation is a product of decades of corruption and misappropriation of resources. They appeal to those planning to stage the protest to see the genuine efforts of the Tinubu administration making to put the economy back on track.
We declare no to October 1st protests. It will be unfair to put the blame on the President Tinubu's administration or to expect him to perform magic in this short period of time after decades of untold damages. The President needs more time for the benefits of his reform policies and programs to manifest.
But the protest can be hijacked. Look at what just happened in the last recent protest. A lot of youth lost their life and started flagging foreign flag, and which is a threat to the nation. We as a concerned citizen and the coalition of 27 civil society organizations, we will disagree with the protest because the protest may not hit aim. And that's why we are calling on the well-meaning Nigerians, youth organizations, individuals, to support us to pass this message, the message of peace.
The protest, the group said, may not lead to the desired outcome and urged all members to stay away from the protest to allow reasonable time for the president to concentrate on the laudable reforms. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has charged the passing out cadets of the Nigerian Defense Academy to exhibit a high sense of discipline and professionalism if they hope to rise to the zenith of their military career. He said this in a message during the passing out parade and commissioning ceremony of 71 regular course and direct short service course, 28th Army and 32 Air Force at the Nigerian Defense Academy, Afaka, Kaduna State. Adamu Sunday reports.
The passing out parade is a solemn occasion, a moment of transition, a celebration of dedication and sacrifice. These 823 young cadets imbued with the spirit of Nigerian Defense Academy have been forged in the fires of rigorous training. They are character tested and proven. They are ready to answer the call of duty, to serve the nation and to defend its sovereignty. These officers carry themselves with a newfound confidence, their faces filled with a blend of pride and anticipation. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, represented by the Speaker, House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, tasked the officers to always display a high sense of discipline, dedication, commitment, and perseverance if they want to rise to the zenith of their career.
Nigeria has spent a lot to train you. Therefore, it is time to give back to the nation. I wish you a very successful career where you will keep making your nation proud.
While commending the armed forces in the fight against insurgency in the country, he charged the officers to ensure they carry on with the same vigor and dedication so that the ultimate sacrifice paid by fallen heroes doesn't go in vain.
These criminals have tested our soldiers enough. And I'm saying here, enough is enough. I charge all of you to engage these cowards with more military gallantry and sophistication.
Some parents of these young officers who could not hide their joy wish them a successful career.
The expectations of Nigerians having spending their time and government resources on them, their expectation is that they should stand very well and then they should be courageous.
I hope and I pray that he will definitely discharge his functions as a military officer very, very loyally and gallantly.
Awards of excellence were presented to deserving cadets for their outstanding performances. Some of the graduating cadets, now officers in the Nigerian Armed Forces, are ready to face the challenges that lies ahead. In Kaduna, Adamu Sunday, NTA News.
Dreams, they say, can come true. This saying best describes the current situation of the people of Shaki community in Lavon, a local government area of Niger State, as they join the League of Rural Communities connected to the national grid to enjoy electricity after more than 50 years. This benevolence is courtesy of the Nigerian Navy's Special Intervention Quick Impact Project Scheme, aimed at strengthening existing mutual military-community relations. Fatima Aliyu captured the historic event.
Electrification of Shaku, Lavun local government area of Niger State is among the infrastructural projects targeted at communities of 7 admirals in Nigeria as conceived by the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala. This non-kinetic line of operations by the Nigerian Navy is an age-long tradition of strengthening military-community relations through service and support. The Chief of the Naval Staff was represented at the event.
Makes it easier for us to get the requisite support that we need from the communities in terms of intelligence and other information, and win their hearts and minds.
The chief host, in company of his people, could not hide their joy.
This was a vision that our father had over 30 years ago, that Shaku community should be electrified, should have electrification, and God will have it. The Chief of Naval Staff, Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, has brought this tremendous vision and aspiration to fruition.
The slogan for Niger State is Power State. So there will be no project that will be more important than power project in Niger State.
Representative of the Etonupe and other prominent personalities at the occasion expressed the belief that the project will ignite progress and transform the lives of the people socio-economically. In Mina, Fatima Ali, NTA News.
The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alagi, has pledged Nigeria's support to the global campaign against lead poisoning to save the lives of vulnerable citizens in the mining industry. Reviewing the exhibition on the lead campaign at the Lead-Free Future event organized by the UNICEF and USAID on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly, Alagi announced plans to procure additional equipment for the detection of lead in communities plagued by lead poisoning. He advocated for more enlightenment on the threat posed 2 persons in the mining of gold and other minerals, emphasizing that cleaning up lead from communities will restore child and maternal health, emphasizing the need to factor lead reduction in the process of local value addition being championed by the ministry. USAID representatives Cassie Broughton appreciated the commitment of the Nigerian government to sanitizing the mining industry with globally accepted policies. And on our first visit as a presidential candidate to the U.S.-Mexico border, Kamala Harris pledged to tighten the border and fix America's broken immigration system and boats carrying migrants capsizes off Spain's Canary Islands, killing at least 9 people with 48 missing. Ghulam Mohammed has details.
The United States Vice President Kamala Harris is playing a catch-up on immigration, with the majority of Americans saying they trust Republican rival Donald Trump more than her on one of the most important issues for voters ahead of November's election. In a speech in Douglas, Arizona, before a friendly audience, Harris tried to hold a tough on illegal migration line with a promise to reach across the aisle to fix an immigration system she said was broken. She said, and I quote, "The United States is a sovereign nation, and I believe we have a duty to set rules at our border and to enforce them and to take their responsibility very seriously." She continued, "We are also a nation of immigrants, and so we must reform our immigration system to ensure that it works in an orderly manner, that it is humane, and that it makes our country stronger." End of quote. Kamala Harris said, as a president, she will review bipartisan border bill tanked last year, which will add 1,500 border agents and pay for 100 machines to detect smuggled fentanyl and synthetic opioid ravaging U.S. communities.
I will surge support to law enforcement agencies on the front lines, more personnel, more training, and more technology, including 100 new inspection systems.
And she said anyone attempting to cross the border illegally will be barred from seeking asylum. Elsewhere, on one of the islands in the archipelago from off El Hierro, 84 people were on board and 27 rescued after the rescuers responded to a distress call received shortly after midnight. This follows the death of 39 migrants in early September when their boat sank off Senegal while attempting a similar crossing to the Canaries, from where migrants hope to reach mainland Europe. Thousands of migrants have died in recent years, setting off into the Atlantic to reach Europe on board overcrowded and often dilapidated boats. In late August, Spain's Prime Minister visited Mauritania and the Gambia to sign cooperation agreements to crack down on people smugglers while expanding pathways for legal migration. As of August 15th, 22,204 migrants had reached the Canaries since the start of the year, up from 9,864 in the same period last year. The Atlantic route is particularly deadly, with many of the crowded, poorly equipped boats unable to cope with the strong ocean currents. Some boats depart African beaches as far as 1,000 kilometers from the Canaries. The International Organization for Migration, a United Nations agency, estimates that 4,857 people have died on the same route since 2014. Many aid organizations say it's a massive undercount, with Comando Frontiers, a Spanish non-governmental organization that protects migrants' rights, saying 18,680 have died trying to reach Europe. Ghulam Mohammed, NTA News.
Kathmandu suffers further flooding crisis, bringing academic activities to a halt. Ghulam Mohammed tells us more.
Floods and landslides caused by heavy downpours in Nepal killed at least 10 people across Himalayan country, with rescue teams searching for 18 missing people. Parts of Nepal have been flooded with rainfall since Friday, prompting disaster authorities to warn of flash floods in multiple rivers. Reports say police are working with other agencies and locals to rescue and find the missing people. Rivers in the capital, Kathmandu, swelled, submerging houses and cars close to their banks. A truck driver said when he stepped out in the middle of the night, the water had reached his neck, and by dawn, his truck was completely underwater. Landslides have blocked several highways, leaving hundreds of travelers stranded. More than 3,000 security personnel were deployed to assist rescue efforts with helicopters and motorboats. All domestic flights out of Kathmandu were cancelled from Friday evening, affecting more than 150 departures. Monsoon rains from June to September bring widespread deaths and destruction every year across South Asia. Kolo Muhammad, NTA News.
You're watching the news on NTA International. More reports when we return.
The Secretary to the Government of the Federation and Chairman Interministerial Committee on Nigeria's 64th Independence Anniversary, Senator George Akume FNIM-CON, wishes to announce the programs lined up for the celebration of Nigeria's 64th Independence Anniversary with the theme, Reflecting on the Past, Inspiring the Future, as follows. Special Jumu'at prayers, Friday, 27th September 2024. Venue, National Mosque, Abuja. Time, 1 p.m. Interdenominational Church Service, Sunday, 29th September 2024. Venue, National Christian Center, Abuja. Time, 10 a.m. Presidential broadcast, Tuesday, 1st October 2024. Time, 7 a.m. 64th Independence Anniversary Parade, Tuesday, 1st October 2024. Venue, Presidential Villa. Time, 10 a.m. All invited guests are to be seated by 9 a.m. Announcer, Mohammed Idris FNIPR, Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, and Chairman, Media and Publicity Subcommittee.
Thanks for being there. We'll go to Uganda, where the value of its coffee exports increased by more than 80% in August compared to the same period last year. Uganda's Coffee Development Authority says the growth in sales of the cash crop in China is partly responsible for the rise in value.
In August, Uganda exported more than 830,000 bags of coffee, valued at $222 million. This was a 13.5% and an 83% increase in quantity and value respectively compared to August last year. The latest report from the country's Coffee Development Authority partly attributes the developments to China as an emerging market for Ugandan coffee.
Currently, we look at the market for coffee in China growing at an average of 15% compared to around 2% world on a global market. That really signifies the importance of the China market.
Coffee exports to China increased fivefold from 2,100 bags in July to more than 11,500 bags in August this year. The government, under its state-run coffee agency, has developed a strategy to increase market penetration in the Asian giant. The country has set up a permanent UCDA office to market and promote coffee within China.
2023, we are able to ship around 3.88 million kilograms of coffee into China, and I'm happy to report that since January this year, we have been able to ship around 15 million kilograms of coffee into China, and we hope by the end of this year we'll be able to penetrate that market and be able to get the Chinese taste our coffee and appreciate the uniqueness, the flavor that come with that coffee.
According to the coffee agency, the rise in global coffee prices is also as a result of the dry weather in Brazil and Vietnam affecting coffee harvests. Uganda's coffee ranks as the world's third best in quality, according to the Coffee Development Agency, and the government is taking advantage of this opportunity to showcase the uniqueness of the beverage in various markets. In 2017, Uganda set a target to boost its coffee production from 3.5 million bags to 20 million bags by 2030. However, there are concerns that the steady rise in coffee exports might be affected by the recent rules by the European Union, which guarantee that all coffee entering the EU market is free from deforestation. Many coffee farmers are yet to meet that requirement and are considering the local market as an alternative where there is still demand.
Me as a roaster in the country, supplying cafes, supplying hotels, it means that I don't need EU. Though in terms of traceability, it's very important. It will help us as the roasters in the country. But in the long run, it's our plan B, that the coffee, the non-compliant, and we pray that it is the small number, or while we are waiting for other farmers to register, is that we can still buy their coffee.
More than 70% of Uganda's coffee is shipped to Europe. The government says it has allocated funds towards setting up a traceability system to prove that the coffee exported from Uganda to any market is not linked to deforestation.
Distribution of relief materials to internally displaced persons, IDPs, in Changa local government area of Kebbi State has commenced. Officials of the Kebbi State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, and National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, flagged off the distribution at the headquarters of the local government area. Abdul Jalil Mohammed Bawa reports.
There are about 3,000 internally displaced persons in Shanga local government area of Kebbi State. Items distributed include rice, beans, seasoning cubes, cooking oil, mosquito net, blankets, and mats, among others.
The support came at the right time because we have lost everything. At least this will help.
We really appreciate the efforts of the government. These items will no doubt help us.
The gesture is a joint effort of Kebbi State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, and National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, aimed at bringing succor to the people impacted by the disaster.
We are going from one place to another to distribute these relief materials. We are very grateful to National Emergency Management Agency and the Kebbi State government.
The distribution of relief materials will also be extended to victims in other parts of the state. In Shanga local government area of Kebbi State, Abdul Mohammed Bawa, NTA News.
A powerful team from the newly established Ministry of Livestock Development, led by the Permanent Secretary Dr. Chinyere Kujabi, visited Maiduguri, Borno State capital, to show solidarity with the government and people affected by the recent devastating flood. The delegation aimed to assess the losses incurred by livestock and other confined animals, ensuring support for the affected communities. Keigama Mustafa has details.
The 9th September flood disaster in Maiduguri no doubt came with it a huge devastation, not only to property, but to livestock and other animals, especially those kept in the Sandakari Museum Park, killing and maiming hundreds of them. At the government house, where she had an interaction with the governor, Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, she told him that the visit was a presidential directive for them to come and carry out an on-the-spot assessment of the losses suffered by the livestock sector and other animals, and offer advice on how best to minimize losses in the future.
The essence is that we want to be able to develop specific targeted interventions that will help support the people of Borno State.
Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, who was full of praises on the delegation over the visit, made a case for the federal government to urgently support the state to return to its position of the #1 supplier of livestock among its peers.
This is an emergency situation. We want to see how, through the efforts, we can support those that are affected, especially the livestock owners.
They were also at the Shefu of Borno's Palace on the same mission. The entourage assessed the palace's livestock affected by the flood, and Sandakarimi Park, where more than 50 animals as of now are unaccounted for. Members of the entourage include Senior Special Advisor to the President on Livestock and National Project Coordinator for the Livestock Productivity Resilience Project, as well as other team of experts. In Maiduguri, Kaigama Mustafa, NTA News.
3 more communities in Izi and Ebonyi council areas of Ebonyi State have recorded new cases of cholera. This brings the total cases to 69 since its outbreak on the 23rd of September 2024. The Ebonyi State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Moses Ikenna, made this known while briefing newsmen in Abakaliki on the recent development. Fortunate Ozo is standing by with updates.
Giving an update on the outbreak of cholera in the state, the Commissioner for Health, Ebonyi State, Dr. Moses Ekoma, said apart from Ndui Bokoto village, Eza Inyimego in Iji local government area where cases of cholera outbreak were recorded in the past 4 days, new cases have been recorded in Ndogbagobashi village, Another case that led to the death of the patient within few hours in Oferekpe village, all in Iji local government area, as well as 5 cases, one of which led to the death of the patient in Okum village of Ebonyi local government area.
So, Ministry of Health in collaboration with WHO, Council Chairman of Local Government, Ebonyi State Rapid Response Team, and other stakeholders moved immediately to that community, and the outbreak, as we speak, has been curtailed. There is no, the Ebonyians should not panic. Rather, they should follow the preventive measures, drinking safe water, maintaining proper sanitation by using toilets, safely disposition of feces, avoiding open defecation, and proper good hygiene, such as hand washing with soap and clean water.
The state epidemiologist, Dr. Ogbonna Nwambeke, while urging the people not to panic, reiterated their commitment in ensuring there is no further spread.
We have activated at least 4 treatment centers, mobilized human resources and commodities, and then the majority of the patients are stable.
They noted that while all the patients are stable at the moment, adequate surveillance has been mounted in the affected communities, adding that there hasn't been any new case or mortality for the past 24 hours. In Abakaliki, Fortunate Ozo, NTA News.
And now a quick look at the weather prospects for Sunday in Nigeria and major cities around the globe. And this is where we end the news. Thanks for watching. I'm Olajide Bello.